This past week, I also got to see Captain Marvel. Was able to see Captain Marvel. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to tell anybody, if you ain't seen Captain Marvel, you do not want Captain Marvel ruined or spoiled for you. I need you to just plug your ears for the next couple minutes, because I'm definitely finna talk about the movie and about the spoilers. Because I did a super long video on my YouTube. Actually, the past couple videos where I did a review on Captain Marvel and where I talked about the Lakers game the other day, both of them videos like 30 minutes long. Like, I really talked about it. Like, really, it's funny how I used to do this show and be kind of shy and be like, oh man, nobody want to hear me. They just want to hear music. And now I'm like, oh bro, y'all finna get this commentary. It's finna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. So, oh well, you'll be okay. So again, if you don't want to hear anything Captain Marvel related, just plug your ears. Don't turn the show off, y'all. We got to keep these streams up. Don't play. But definitely plug your ears for a little bit. So I was able to go and see Captain Marvel, and again, I'm not gonna get into everything with it because I talked about it at length for 30 minutes on my YouTube channel, Melvin Taylor II. Y'all can go check that out. But I was disappointed in Captain Marvel the same way I was disappointed in LeBron's last shot getting blocked by Mario Hezonja. I was disappointed in Captain Marvel, not because of her. I was disappointed in some of the things that happened within the story, right? So I was kind of disappointed in how let me just talk about the main thing, because I was about to go on a tangent. Let me not do that. The main thing that I was extremely disappointed was that in the power that they tried to show that she has. So she got her powers through an Infinity Stone. So her powers is like astronomical, right? The way that they kind of cheapened up to show how powerful she was in the movie kind of made me mad. Melvin, why did it make you mad? It made me mad because there's a certain point in the movie where she's like falling out the sky. She's finally learned how to fly and whatnot, right? And she sees that Ronan, if any of y'all remember Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I believe in one of the Thor movies as well, he was at Earth, and he was like right around the perimeter of Earth, shot a bunch of missiles down at Earth, and it was like, yo, it was about to blow up all of the west coast of the United States and probably majority of the United States. That's how big the missiles were. Like, it was like destruction was about to happen, right? And she sees it. She flies up. She pushes one of them. It becomes a little bit too much. So she uses as much strength as she has and just like does a supercharged push, and it flies back up into the air while you got about 30 other missiles coming down. And this one missile hits another one and blows up, and it causes all the rest of them to blow up, and she just flies right through them into outer space, right? And that was the first point that made me real mad, to be like, bro, y'all really just cheapened how strong she could be. Would it really have hurt y'all, right? I know I'm being critical at this point, but would it really have hurt y'all for her to, like, she photon blasts out her hands, right? Would it really have hurt y'all to be like, oh, boom, she finna photon blast this one, and then any of y'all watch Dragon Ball Z out there? If she does like a super photon blast similar to Kamehameha wave or something and knock the rest of the nukes out, that to me would have been like, oh, she's strong. Like, hey, Thanos finna have a problem strong. Like, yo, her and Thor, oh, okay, now we talking. Like, that's what I would have wanted. Versus having her push the one up, and now that blows the rest of them up. Now that to me is like, yo, y'all was running low on the budget and was like, we need something to like to cut all of these out, right? Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all done already spent this much. What's another $500,000 to make sure that her powers look straight, bro? Like, come on, right? And then she gets to outer space. Ronan is like, oh, okay, I see how powerful she is. Send my entire fleet after her. And then she go through and pew, 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 blow all of them up, right? And she just tore through them in like a matter of 15 seconds or so. I was like, come on, bro. Again, she could have did a big super solar flare type of thing where somebody in New York could have been like, oh my God, what's this solar flare that I'm seeing out here on the west side of the city or something? So that you could have really displayed how astronomical her powers are. That was one of my many critiques for the movie. But it just didn't give me enough to be like, she's going to be the equalizer in the Avengers Endgame movie, right? Now, while that did not happen at the same point in time, I also liked that some of the choices that they made in the movie happen the way in which they did, because it sets it up in a similar fashion to how they did with Captain America. Now, something else that I talked about in my video was that, remember in the first Captain America, a lot of people didn't like it. I love it, whatever. A lot of people didn't like it because it didn't show Cap really being himself enough, right? It kind of had to set up for the Avengers movie in a sense. Cool. Same thing with Captain Marvel. Yo, just get us to the Endgame movie, right? But how great did that make Captain America 2? How great did that make Captain America 3? That now you're able to fully go into who this person is, why they are, how strong they are, and really display that. I think the same thing is going to happen with Captain Marvel. I think that we're going to get a true display of her power in Endgame, and then from there, I believe we'll graduate to better Captain Marvel 2 and maybe Captain Marvel 3 if we're lucky enough to get it. Because with as many characters they're going to be showing nowadays, bro, ain't no telling how many movies some of them finna get. I know Black Panther going to get at least 3 because it made a billy, so it's got to. Unless the second one flop, which I doubt it will. So, I definitely think that they could have did other things to help that out, but it is what it is with that. The way that Nick Fury lost his eye, though, was hilarious. Like, there's a cat named Flurkin in the movie, right? And it looks like a normal cat. However, when this cat opens its mouth, like, say, for example, like 12 or 13 tentacles come out of it. Like, it's not a regular cat. It's definitely an alien. And this cat and Nick Fury had a cool, like, relationship the whole movie. Towards the end of the movie, cat scratched the mess out of Nick Fury's eye. And he's like, oh, it's okay, guys, right? It's all right, everybody. Everybody was like, nah, bro, your eye messed up, bro. It's a wrap for that one. Definitely. So it was just funny to kind of see how he ended up losing his eye and able to see Agent Coulson again. Some of y'all know from the first Avengers movie, as well as from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was good to see him. And it's also good to just see the tiny things that seed into the Avengers Endgame movie. Like, I don't know if any of y'all seen the Endgame trailer, but I reviewed that on my YouTube channel as well. And just the different things you were able to pick out within the trailer itself, and like seeing Captain Marvel pop up with the Avengers. That was also something that happened at the end of the movie, because the pager that Nick Fury set off before he disappeared into dust, at the end of Captain Marvel's movie, like if the pager goes off, the Avengers are like, oh, what's going on? Okay, charge it back up. They turn around, Captain Marvel just standing there. So that was good to be able to see her actually gonna have that dynamic with them there. Some of the other things that I took away from the trailer, because they showed an in shot of Thor and Captain Marvel having a moment at the end of the trailer. It was good to kind of see that Tony Stark and Nebula made it back from outer space, because that's the only way that they got those white suits. I got a whole theory about that too. That this is kind of the appropriate time to talk about it, right, Kyle? This is probably a good time to talk about it. Like, if this is the right time to kind of talk about a bit of my theories for Endgame and whatnot.
Yes.
This would be a good time, right? Okay, this would be a good time.
Perfect.
So perfect. I got to get that as a drop. To be honest with you, they're not gonna copyright that drop if I get it right.
Perfect.
They don't copyright that, do they? I don't.
We'll cut this part out.
Bruh, I mean, maybe, I don't know, cause they be copyrighting movie trailers now, bro. Cool. They be copyrighting movie trailers nowadays. You know how wild that is? There's a bunch of YouTubers out here now that's like, yo, I'm not reviewing any more YouTube trailers because they even copyright those. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Well, okay. Well, we'll talk about that on the break. But anyway, about more of my my in-game theories. I think that Thor and Captain Marvel both together are gonna do a solid job against Thanos. The way that they got those suits that y'all saw them walking in the trailer, like with the long superhero walk and everything. I think that's a modification of Tony Stark looking at the suit that Ant-Man has to go into the quantum realm. Yep. And they're going to use that to be able to travel through time and space and definitely go back in time. And that's why I know that they're going to go back to the first Avengers movie. Another reason why I think Captain America had to cut his beard, because I think that they'll have to go back and impersonate themselves in a way, or be in a different timeline to where they have to do something similar or something back in that movie. So I'm definitely on that page for that. I do think that we're going to see some of the young Avengers. So I think that the reason that Ant-Man's daughter was recast and the reason that Hawkeye's daughter was recast is because we will see a version of those kids, but older, and being Avengers and stepping up for the people that are not there anymore. To be honest, I don't know if we're going to see this, but I really want to see it. I think we might have a chance of seeing Shuri in the Black Panther costume. Because if you're looking at Wakanda right now, my man M'Baku is the one that's probably running the joint. If Shuri's gone and he's like the head security guy, I wouldn't see much of an issue with him holding the place down and being like, I'm holding this until T'Challa come back. Now, there could be a little bit of conflict there, but I like Winston Duke enough as an actor for Marvel to be like, yo, let's not do that. Let's just have them reconcile their thing, and then let's keep him on the good side so that he can continue to be in movies versus him becoming a villain. We don't need any more problems arising out of Wakanda. Let's just have something else from the outside come out. All right, y'all feel me? Cool. So if Shuri didn't disappear, I would love to see her in like a clip of her being a little bit older, or they put some makeup on her to look older and she's like a Black Panther now and she's like the Black Panther. That would be awesome. That would be awesome to be able to see. So we'll end up seeing about that. I think we might get Professor Hulk at a certain point in time where Hulk and Banner come to this agreement to be like, all right, like Hulk is going to be the exterior, but mind-wise, we going to have the smarts of Banner and whatnot. I really think we going to see like the real, true. We going to see the true power of Thor. We going to see the true power of Captain Marvel. We going to really see Hulk, like Hulk out, bro. Like Planet Hulk. Like the type of Hulk from the comics that hold planets together type guy. Like a nobody and nothing alive and or dead is stronger than me type Hulk. I'm excited to see that because this might be the last movie that we see the Hulk in, to be real with y'all. So we got to get it at this point. Got to get it. If we won't get it now, it ain't never happening. And that's me keeping it a buck with y'all. In terms of people that are going to make it out of this movie, I think Tony Stark is going to make it out of this movie only because he's going to be the grandfather over everything. He's going to be the one that's going to pop back up every now and then in some of the movies, right? I think he's going to be all right. I think Thor is going to be okay because Thor has got to take the rest of the Asgardian people over to, I believe it's Norway in the comics where they all end up like building a colony in. And I think he's going to be there. The Guardians of the Galaxy, we honestly don't know if all of them are going to make it out because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 got pushed back a couple of years now. That's not coming out till 2021. And James Gunn is coming back to direct it. Now, I heard rumors that he was always going to come back and direct it, and Marvel and Disney low-key just had that planned and was like, we just going to wait for the smoke to blow over and bring him back. But now he's only going to be doing it after he's done with Suicide Squad 2 or the reboot of Suicide Squad, which I believe Idris Elba is supposed to replace Will Smith. But that's only going to happen after that movie is done. So we got a while for that. So there's no telling if some of these Avengers or some of these Guardians of the Galaxy are going to come back. We don't know. We don't know for right now. But we'll end up seeing what happens with that. I think they'll be fine. I think Black Widow will be fine. Ant-Man is definitely going to be okay. Everybody that disappeared obviously is going to come back because they got more movies to do. But man, here are my top 3 people that's going to die in Infinity War, right? Number 3, I got Rhodey. I think Rhodey is going to bite the dust. The Rhodey is Iron Man's best friend, Don Cheadle. I keep wanting to say Iron Patriot, but that's not his name. It was War Machine. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Iron Patriot. No, I think that's because that was the name of like one of the suits that they had in Iron Man 2. But I think War Machine is gonna go. Like they're gonna give him like here's your big comic book moment, and then he gonna bite the dust. Because as much as my roommate says it all the time, and I hate it, he was like, when he fell in Civil War, he should have died at that point to be able to show that there are real stakes at here. There are things that cannot, people cannot be brought back. Like people can actually die, but when they didn't, they just kind of broke his lower spine in a sense, and he couldn't walk. So Tony gave him with the rest of War Machine, the rest of the suit to be able to walk. Kind of cheapened it some. I understood what he was saying. I didn't want him to die because he was black, but I understood what he was saying. And I think this might be the movie where Rhodey does not make it out alive. It's unfortunate for me to say, but him being probably the least powerful human out of all of them, I think it's over with for him. Number 2 on my list, and a shocker nonetheless, I think that Hawkeye is gonna bite the dust, bro. Hawkeye went from not being, from being like a primary, like, oh, okay, cool character, to, oh, yo, I really like Hawkeye, to Quicksilver saving him from death, right, in Age of Ultron, to yo, I can't be around y'all. I gotta go do some secret missions for Nick Fury, right? To just being with his family, to now his family getting dusted, and now he turns into Ronin. For a lot of y'all that don't know, Ronin is a killer. Ronin is 100%, I'm killing you. That goes back to who Hawkeye used to be beforehand, when him and Black Widow used to run the streets, right? I think we going back to that Hawkeye, and I think that Hawkeye is not going to make it out this movie. I think Hawkeye is going to avenge what it is that he needs to avenge, and that's going to be a wrap. And I think that his daughter is then going to pick up the mantle and move on. But I believe there's something in the comics about Hawkeye and Bishop. I don't know much about it, to keep it a buck with y'all. But oh, that was loud. But I know enough to be like, yo, that might be one of the things that ends up happening, is that his daughter's name in some way, shape, or fashion might be Bishop. He might be training her to come on and take on the mantle. It's like the Arrow Queen or the Arrow person in the Avengers, especially in the new Avengers, when she might take a more prominent role within the group. So those are my top 2 right there, or my bottom 2 right there. And my number 1 person is finna die. I've been saying it for weeks, and you already know. I really, truly think this is it for Captain America. I think Chris Evans as Captain America is a wrap. I think this is probably going to be the one time where we see Captain America say Avengers Assemble, and everybody in the theater is going to geek out, because he never says that, and he hasn't said that in any of the movies, and he always says it in the comics to bring everybody together. And I think this is going to be that one where we get like Avengers Assemble, and I think he's going to go and be the sacrifice at whichever shape or point, or when it's like, oh, everything is fine, and then Thanos comes back and gets somebody. I think it's going to be Cap. I think Cap is going to be the one that's going to end up dying, man. He's going to be the one to not necessarily off himself, but if it came to a point of sacrificing something, Peggy Carter already gone, bro. And that was his girl. So I think Cap is like, yo, it's best for me out of everybody to go ahead and do it, because somebody can always pick up the Captain America mantle. And in the comics, it's between Winter Soldier and Falcon. I think Falcon's going to end up being the dude that picks it up. We'll see. But I definitely think that he will be. Or, there's also a story about another version of Captain America named Isaiah in the Marvel Comics, where he was a black man that was part of Tuskegee experiments that happened. And he had a grandson that got some of that super soldier serum. And that grandson happened to be bald. So I'm just saying, Marvel, if y'all ever want to get that poppin', y'all know who we can find real quick, right? Y'all, yeah, you know where your boy is at. We go ahead and make that happen. His name was actually Patriot. So, I mean, if y'all ever trying to do Patriot, tell Ryan Coogler, hey, bro, what's good? Trying to do Patriot, hit your boy. We can give him a Chicago background. It's a lot of people from the South that moved to Chicago. Great migration. What's up? We can go ahead and make that happen, Why not? Just throwing my name out there in the ring. Let's go ahead and make that happen. But Cap is definitely gonna die though. Let's keep it. Let's get back to that. And I'm gonna cry some grown man tears, but it's okay. It'll be all right. It was expected. At a certain point, I didn't think he was gonna make it as long as he did, but I do know that this is Chris Evans' last official contracted movie. Even though they said Captain America may not be done in the universe, and that Chris Evans may not be done as well. It could be something where he comes back in another form or fashion. But I think this version of Captain America, this is going to be it. And they're going to have to recast it, and not recast in the sense of a new actor playing this version of Steve Rogers, but Falcon or Bucky is going to end up being Captain America. So that's enough of my theories on those things. What else? There was something else that I wanted.